Springtime bass fishing is upon us. Today we're going to talk about a lure that can be rigged a couple of different ways, costs very little money to fish, and it's a lot of fun. Stay tuned, we're going to talk about that. Hey folks, welcome to Casting with Kirk. I'm Kirk. I'm so glad you could join me today. So springtime bass fishing, there's not a huge selection of lures to use to catch springtime bass. We kind of narrow it down. We talked in a previous video, we've talked about some square bill crankbaits, some jigs, spinner baits, simple lures like that. The one we're going to talk about today is really inexpensive to throw. It's really easy to rig a couple of different ways, and it will catch bass in this cold water. And that is the Single Tail Curl Grub. I have been throwing this thing for years now, and it catches bass. It pretty much mimics a bait fish. It's got the single tail that just spins in the water, it kicks, and it's got simple retrieves. Throw it out, start reeling it back, done. You can also throw it out, let it sink, kind of hop it along the bottom. As you're reeling it back, you can give it little twitches with your rod. But for the most part, you can cast this out and just start reeling. You're going to target things like docks. You're going to target some wood laydowns. You're going to target some rocky areas and just swim it right over the top. Over the top of weeds works amazing. Or throw it when it's Texas rigged, which we'll talk about. Throw it into the weeds and just bring it through them, snapping it as it catches on the weeds, and it looks like a fleeing bait fish. Now, this type of technique I recommend throwing on a medium, maybe medium heavy spinning rod. Throw it with some 8-pound test line and you're covered. You can throw this thing everywhere. Now I keep it with 4 simple colors is what I like to use. I'll use white to represent like a shad color. I'll use a black and blue, kind of represents some of your darker bait fish, might be like bluegill, that type of thing. Watermelon red flake seems to work absolutely amazing. This color is just an all-around great color in all water conditions. And then I like to change it up and I go with this little, it's like a ghost color. It's kind of a see-through blue with some blue, dark blue flake in it. Just for some reason, in certain waterways when I throw this around, I catch a lot of bass on this, especially in clear water. So now there's the 2 main ways you can rig this. One is go out and get yourself either some small football heads or some ball head jigs. I'll usually get them in like 1/4 ounce, 3/16, smaller sizes. I have gone up to 1/2 ounce before if I want really far distance, cover a lot of water and get some depth. All I'm going to do, and this works great for when you're in clear water, is when you line it up, when you rig these, when you're done, you want that tail curl on the bottom side. Not flipped up, but on the bottom side. So you're just going to take your ball head jig, you're going to take your lure. There's a little line that runs right down the middle. It's going to come straight into the top. Thread it up till it's going to get up to the head. Pop your hook through on that line and just thread it straight up. And there's your fish catching machine right there, rigged on a jig head. Texas rigging, you're going to have this is a 1/4 ounce bullet head weight. That's going to be sitting right up on top of the hook on your line. And you're just going to go with this color. Same thing, you've got that one line that goes right down the middle. You're going to want to make sure that when you're done threading it, hangs at the bottom. Going to put it into the top, thread it out on that line right where it begins to bend. We've talked about this in a previous video, how to Texas rig. Find out where it's going to come back through the body, bend it up through the body, skin hook it a little bit with some plastic, and there's your Texas rigged curl tail grub. Again, this is going to be on the line in front of it. You've got your weight. You're going to cast that out. That works phenomenal for running right over the top and right through weeds. So now it's weedless. One extra way I'm going to show you that you can rig this, and we'll talk about these in a later video, is your swim jig. These work incredible on a swim jig as a trailer for them. The swim jig is going to represent a bait fish. What does the curl-tail grub represent? A bait fish. So you're just going to combine those two together again, right down that line. You're going to pop it right out. Thread it all the way up. And now you have a swim jig with a single curl-tail grub. This is a fish catching machine. One of my favorite brands that I like to use is the Kalen's grubs. You can get these in so many different places. They're really soft. They're not expensive. You get, I think, 8 to 10 in a bag. Definitely go out and get yourself some. Get yourself your hooks, get your jig heads. Like I said, throw this on a medium heavy spinning rod, 8-pound monofilament, and go catch yourself some bass. Well, I thank you for joining me today. If you enjoy this type of information, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next video. Have a great day.